So what does on-demand mean to you? For some it means delivery within a few days, for others next day, for some same day. For more urban dwellers, it can mean delivery within a few hours, within an hour, or even quicker. It all depends on our demographics, our location. But for a growing number of us, on-demand means right now. I've been in the food delivery industry for 6 years and have seen the on-demand trend evolve. First, working for Ocado, an online supermarket, which was trying to automate every single part of its operation in order to get products to their customers faster and faster and in more accurate delivery slots. I then managed the operation for an on-demand delivery food startup, where we were trying to create a marketplace to allow home cooks to sell their food to local customers. More recently, I've been consulting for businesses that are trying to adapt their operation to the on-demand trend, and currently helping a drone software company package up their product in order to sell to clients. And what I've seen during this time is that on-demand is about to go into hyperdrive, a ultra on-demand. And businesses right now are trying to slash delivery times more and more. This can take, for example, Amazon testing Amazon Prime Air, using flying drones to deliver from Amazon Prime warehouses to Amazon Prime customers in a matter of minutes. But in order to get deliveries to a customer when and where they want them, we need to go far beyond just slashing delivery times. We need to go to a form of pre-demand, where a business knows what a customer will want before the customer even knows themselves. And this is being enabled by technologies such as artificial intelligence and IoT, the Internet of Things. Samsung, for example, is paving the way with its connected appliances, allowing a fridge, for example, to reorder groceries for you. And artificial intelligence is enabling businesses to use far more than just a customer's ordering history to predict their orders. A retailer I've been working with recently is already implementing this into their operation, already predicting what a customer is going to want, already pre-packing their order before the customer has added anything to their basket in order to expedite delivery. But potentially, we're going to be going somewhere far beyond ultra on-demand or far beyond pre-demand per se. Actually, the ability for customers to grow and create their own food at home is increasing with rapidity. Thanks to technologies such as hydroponics and compact insect farms, allowing you to get your protein sources instantaneously. But if eating insects is a bit of a step too far for you at the moment, then perhaps the advancement in technologies of 3D food printing might interest you more, which have already been implemented for commercial use, and it may not be as long as you and I think until they become versatile enough, compact enough, and cheap enough for use in the everyday home, which then removes the need for food delivery completely. But it's all well and good kind of hypothesizing over where food delivery is going to go. But it's right now more important to be looking at the challenges that businesses face to actually adapt to this trend. For one, the centralized distribution models, which have done so well for businesses to allow them to benefit from economies of scale, are challenged. In order for products to be delivered to customers in a matter of minutes, the products have to be already very close to the customer in localized warehouses, which requires a much more decentralized way of thinking. But at the same time, these local warehouses still have to have the high automation capabilities and the clever dense storage techniques to allow them to stock the thousands of products that you and I still demand on demand. There's also the optimized routing systems, which have been the bread and butter of many top-level logistic firms, which start to be shaken up. No longer is there the time to optimize a route. No longer does on-demand allow for efficiencies to be gained when a van is coming back empty. This needs to be handed across to on-demand third-party logistics specialists who can benefit from dynamic pickup and drop-off locations, for example, Glovo in Barcelona. There is also the real challenge of forecasting. No longer is it enough for a business to purely base their predictive analytics on a customer's past shopping behavior. In order to ensure that the thousands of products that customers want are there for when they want them, customers have to be cleverer, much cleverer. They have to incorporate multiple different external sources of data in order to ensure they can predict what a customer will want before the customer has clicked order. And even though decentralization will become more of the norm, and even though forecasting will become much more difficult, customers will still want the same range of thousands of products, which when it comes to perishable food items will make a massive issue around waste. So for businesses, there's many challenges. There's also many opportunities, and the clever ones will be adapting to these right now. But I'd like to move the conversation now more towards the idea of control for society. Is on-demand actually giving us more control, or are we actually losing control because of it? What or who is actually driving the acceleration of on-demand? Is it us, the consumer? Do we really need that pair of trainers delivered within a few hours? Or has speed of delivery just become a new differentiating factor for businesses to compete over to try and differentiate their product offering? On-demand has become the expectation, but is on-demand actually a need? Furthermore, we may feel it's fine for our fridges to be ordering products for us when we run out of them. But then for a retailer to deliver us a product because they are 99% sure we'll want it without the need for us to order anything, then becomes a real question. That businesses have to be moving to this pre-demand stage in order to achieve the efficiencies required to deliver on demand to us. But for us as customers, we need to be asking the question, are we ready to relinquish this control over to businesses to make choices for us? But I'm going to move this to a far more positive note, as there's many positives to do with control also. For one, on-demand may allow us to have far more control over where our food is coming from. There'll be increasing pressure on supply chains to both reduce the time taken to go through it and the distances to which food travels, which means that many middlemen will be pushed out of the equation, including potentially retailers. One startup, for example, called Farm Direct, is already allowing a customer to have products delivered directly from the farm to the house in a matter of hours. Decentralization also opens up some interesting opportunities, potentially moving control back to smaller retailers. A network of small local businesses banding together with shared inventory, shared stock, coupled with on-demand third-party delivery specialists, could make them far better placed to deliver the on-demand experience to us than centralized incumbents. Moving more towards a focus on society, it could be that the on-demand movement provides us more control into a later age of our lives. At the moment, many countries are dealing with the issue of an aging population. But if we are able to have everything that we want brought to us when we want it in a matter of minutes, we can become more self-reliant and more in control for many more years to come. And also, taking control to another level. If we are able to grow what we want and create what we want from our own homes, then we, in some respects, have complete control. Now, I'd like to leave you with one final point or one final question. That if the on-demand may give us time back in the form of save time, waiting for deliveries, or actually remove the time taken for us making choices or decisions over the smaller things in life. So the question then becomes, if we reach a stage of perfect on-demand, with all that extra time, what are you going to do? Thank you.